Here's my review on the Klim Lochsa Mono-suit. I have been riding with the Klim suit for many years, or Klim gear for many years. I moved over to the Mono-suit in 2021. This was the first one that I received, and to be honest, it's been a great suit. So I went and got myself another one for this season, which is a 2022-2023 model. And again, it's the Lochsa. So my first suit I went with, mono-suits were totally new to me, guys. I'd always been doing the bibs with the jacket. I was sick of it. It was also insulated, so it was time to kind of get something that was more reasonable for the backcountry, something that you could regulate your temperatures, needed that durability also. So I decided to go with the Klim. There is other companies out there. It seems like there's a lot of competition. That's a good thing for us. But we're going to focus today on Klim Lochsa. Klim Lochsa is the Gore-Tex Pro 3-layer, super durable material. The zippers are waterproof, adjustable suspenders, adjustable waist, the hood's removable, powder skirt for the boots around the bottom of your legs. Lots of good features in it, guys. There's also a harness for your beacon. So if you come inside the one pocket there, you can put your beacon inside. And then it also has a waistband that attaches around your waist. And that way, if you are ever doing a recovery in an avalanche, you're able to pull your beacon out of the pocket and search while still having that beacon attached to you. The only difference between the two years is basically the pocket is a little different for the 2022-2023. A lot more room in here, a lot easier to get your hand in here, a lot easier to get your beacon out. That's one thing I noticed with the older model, is it's tight in there, there's not a lot of room. And to be honest, I didn't take my beacon out as much as possible, much as I probably should, to do the parking lot checks. That's pretty important. You're always going to catch a buddy that forgot to put his on. Now having that access to it, making it easier to come in, to get it in and out, makes a huge difference out there, guys. And especially if you ever come into a situation where you have to do a rescue, it's going to be super helpful to get that out as soon as possible. So a couple of the things I would like to mention about here. Overall, I'm super happy with these suits. They've done me good in the backcountry. They've kept me warm and dry. I probably have about, I want to say maybe 60 rides on this suit. And I'm probably at about 40 rides, maybe 35, 40 rides on this suit for this season. Last year, I ended up having a few repairs done by Klim. I sent it in, they did warranty the work. They, a couple small things. I had the powder skirt, the buttons here that I clipped together. I had lost one of the buttons. I had also lost one of the buttons on this little strap that goes to your boot. That helped keeps it in. So one thing I did for my new suit was I stopped using that powder skirt on the bottom and attaching it to my boots. The biggest thing for me is just to leave it here, leave it attached to your suit. I found that when you get stuck or whatever and you're stomping the snow down beside your running boards, all that snow gets pushed in there, and having it attached to your suit, or to your boot, sorry, put a lot of pressure on that fabric, and I ended up damaging it. So far on my new one, I've just been leaving it attached to the outer shell like that, and I haven't had any issues. All the buttons and zippers are holding up good. The other thing that I did have an issue with was the knee pads on this suit. So they come with a little iron-on seam here, kind of, and you can open up the Velcro and pull the little knee pad out. Very handy to have for when you're washing it, pull these out. But the problem that I had was this seam blew out. It came loose. The knee pad was actually sliding downwards and into the bottom of my boot. Not a huge deal, but definitely something that we're not looking forward to in the backcountry, is having your suit have damage or not perform as best as you can. So I went ahead and had this sent into Klim. They fixed it along with another seam inside here where the pockets are ironed on into the suit. I had a couple of those seams blow out on me too. Other than that, guys, it's been a super good suit. I did start getting wet around around that 40 to 50 ride area. I was starting to get wet on the lower half, so I did also have Klim do a leak test on it. It did come back as not as inconclusive, basically. So the panels in the material were too damaged for Klim to be able to actually do that leak test. So that was a big moment for me. I mean, 40 rides on a suit is not a lot of time. The suit here, I believe, was $11.99 Canadian. This one, I think, was $12.99 Canadian. So, you know, we're spending decent money out there, and we definitely want our stuff to perform as best as possible. Klim did come through with fixing the issues I had, but again, we ride hard. We're in the trees. We're banging up on stumps and branches. There's sap. There's, you know, oils from your gear, your sled. Lots of different stuff is getting in there. So I do expect stuff to not last forever. That being said, I do expect my stuff to last longer than 40 rides. Does it still work? Yes. Is it still hanging up in my closet? Yes. Is it a spare? Yes. Is it 100% ready to ride? No. This suit here is basically the exact same suit, guys. So I'm paying the same price for it. I'm back into another suit. I'm super happy with it. There is a few minor gripes here and there, like any other gear or product that you have. But to be fair, Klim has done very well for me. They did get this fixed up for me. I was able to ride it again this year at the beginning of the season before I picked up this other suit. Some of the features we'll kind of just go over here quick, guys. I don't want to talk bad about Klim. They've definitely done some good stuff for me. But again, we ride hard. It's expected for some damage to happen. Anyways, we'll move on here, guys. So we do have the removable hood. Snaps out of here, a little Velcro, a little zipper on the back, that's removable. I always ride with my hood. I like it for when you pull your helmet off and it's snowing, especially, you throw your hood on, keeps the moisture off of your head, and then when you put your head back into your helmet and goggles, you're not fogging up as bad. It has removable straps, or suspenders I should say. Both these suits are pretty much identical, guys, so I'm just kind of pointing out the things that are helpful to us in the backcountry. These suspenders are great, guys. When you do try these suits on for the first time, if they're new, they're super stiff. The material's super stiff. This Gore-Tex Pro is it's thicker. It's got a good feel to it, but you do need to break it in. I found maybe about 5-6 rides, then the chest and the neck would start folding down. This one here you can see has got a nice little form to it. And now that I've got about 20 rides on this one, it's starting to form as well. But super durable, guys. That's the key on this, is have something that's not going to be ripping when you smash a tree, a branch, or whatever. I don't know how many times. I mean, you can see on this suit here, I got tree scrapes on it. And to be honest with you, I've looked at least a half dozen times to see, oh, that had to have ripped my suit. No, it hasn't yet. There is one spot on my old suit. I did have a little nick here. You're not going to be able to see it on camera, but there is just a tiny little, I don't even know, a scrape to the material, but it's been holding up good. The one thing I do notice is with the black suit, anytime you do start to get some wear, it kind of turns a bit gray. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but it does have a bit of graying to it. I don't know what to say about that, but I guess that's just the black for you guys. If you're going to wear black, you definitely can expect that to happen. It is starting to happen. This is mostly just dirt down here, or it needs to be washed. But you can see in here in the seams where you're just getting some stretch. I noticed in the seat, in the legs here, this see, like, we're already getting wear. And this is actually kind of starting to wear the seam now too. So the other thing I'll talk about quickly, guys, is sizing. So I'm 6 feet, I'm about 190 pounds. I have wider shoulders, skinnier limbs, and a bit of a belly. That's pretty common across the board, I'd say, for us guys out there. But my shoulders are definitely a little wider than your average guy. And this suit here I went with was a large regular. So you can get a short, you can get a regular, I believe you can get a tall too. I found the medium, or the large, sorry, fit great everywhere except for my shoulders. So it is a little bit of a tighter style. It's not like some of the other brands that are a little baggier, which is fine. It did take a little getting used to having something a little tighter, as I was always a baggy clothes rider. But to be fair, the less material you have hanging off of you, the less you have a chance of getting hooked on something. But over time, I did put on a little bit of weight. So with that, I went to the extra large regular this year. And what a difference, guys. Putting it on, trying it on at Mainjet Motorsports where I bought it, I felt like it was huge on me. I felt like I was swimming. The material was stiff, and I just felt like I had way too much material in the upper body. But the legs and the arms were fine, but I just was really unsure about it. I'm going to tell you right now, go with the slightly bigger one. It is worth it. Putting on a jacket underneath on those cold days. Both these suits are non-insulated, so having a little extra room to put on a jacket when you're cold, if you get stranded, whatever, it is 100% a necessity for us. So definitely recommend going a size a little bit bigger. A lot of guys I see comments online, or I'm in between sizes. My advice is to go with the bigger size. It'll break in, it'll form to your body a little bit, gives you that extra room to put on some extra clothes for those cold days. And honestly, it's not that big when you think about it. The jump between sizes is not a lot. One of the best features about it is having the straps for your waist. So you big boys, you get in here, we can dial them out a little bit and get you some room in there. Maybe you're pregnant ladies, if you need to get in on a men's suit. There's always room for a little bit of adjustment there. Again, same with the straps, the suspender straps. They're fully adjustable, they're removable, great to have on. And when you do pull off your suit or your upper jacket, having those suspenders, holding up your suit instead of flopping in the snow is a huge bonus. Again, back down to the legs, we have the powder skirt for the boots. It works, it's good. I still get snow in my boots, and that's probably mostly because I don't attach it to my boot now. Take a little bit, give a little bit, I don't know, that's just what works for me. You're gonna have to find out what works for you. So we do have a lot of pockets in here. We have 2 in the legs. I believe my other suit here, 2 in the legs as well. 2 chest pockets. This one only has the 1 chest pocket. The inside pocket on both suits have the inside pocket. And sorry, inside pockets on this side on this one. And they do come with the goggle light there too. There is a little more room in this one compared to the beacon pocket on this side, on this suit. This one here is way bigger, a lot more space in it. You can get your hand in there, throw a few things in there, whatever you need. One thing I will mention is the Velcro straps on here. They got to come up with a better system. This is just not cutting it anymore. The snow gets piled up in the soft side. Ice gets frozen in the hard side. And it's just a pain in the ass in the end, you know. They need to come up with some sort of strap or rubber band kind of style. Something to make it a little more user-friendly. By the end of the day, usually you're riding with an open cuff and you got your flapping around. Kind of makes for a cold ride down on the way home. So yeah, guys, basically that's the review I'm going to give today. There's definitely a lot of good gear out there these days, and we like to try and make sure our money is spent well, going to certain companies that take care of us the best, give us the best warranty, you know, have the best features, and of course, the durability is key, number one. I've got 3 seasons on the Lochsa now, and I will definitely be buying a third one when this suit has finished its lifespan. I'm not going to touch too much on the warranty. You guys can look that up. It seems like it's kind of hit and miss sometimes with Klim, but for overall, I've had some pretty good luck with Klim, and they seem to treat me good. So, that's the review. Thanks for tuning in, guys.